Round 5. This week's race takes us to America, North America that is, and Mexico, at the Autodromo something something Hernandez, isn't it? Something like that, isn't it? I can never remember what the full name is. Autodromo something. It looks pretty grey and murky out there. Could you be seeing some... for a country that doesn't get much rain, it's very hot. Whenever I've done commentary on Mexico, it has always been a bit indifferent weather, so watch out for that. It looks alright for the minute. It just looks a bit. It just looks a bit grey. Very tricky track, very fast, very short. You've got sector 1, which has got 1, 2, 3 corners. You've got sector 2, which has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 corners, but probably 6 of those are just little kinks in the road. And then sector 3 with 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. Very low downforce is recommended here. However, you've got to keep enough for the S section in the middle sector. Would you agree with that?
Did you say high or low downforce? I wasn't paying attention.
Low downforce.
I would have to disagree on that one because I think it's mainly down to personal preference, but I tend to run higher downforce on this track just to be fast in sector 2 and 3. I don't mind being a bit slower down the main straight because it's usually DRS trains anyways.
Yeah.
But I do understand people opt for the lower downforce as well, just to be rapid in the straight line.
Okay, we're going to have a full wet race.
Ooh.
So, the weather forecast, that could change strategies a lot. We won't be seeing as fast as qualifying times as we would normally have. Because, would you recommend putting a wet setup on, or would you go for the pole position and hope you'll be able to stay out in front?
Well, if it's a full wet race, I don't see the point in going for pole rather than being insanely slow on a wet track with a dry setup. I would definitely try to go, or I would personally go for a full wet setup. No question.
A full wet. You wouldn't even maybe just tweak it a little bit just to give you a bit more speed, or would you just go put your full wet setup on?
I would probably change the things that are not affected by park per main, that being the differential and front wing.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I would go full wet setup.
Well, we're riding on board with Stuart in the Sauber Romeo. He's just coming to the end of the first sector. We're going to be the heavy braking zone into this left-hander, which then opens up to the right-hander. We've got to get across to the left to get the apex on the right, and then we've got the double right-hander hairpin as we then come towards the trickiest part of the track, the S's section now. Invalidated laps are very easy through here. The curbs are very high and very unforgiving. You just got to flow it through. He just about keeps it there from going over track limits on the right hand side. He's going to get, I believe, a lap in. It doesn't look that massively fast through the S's, but it will be a lap nonetheless. And it's a banker lap, so he can set himself up now. Bit of lots of traction on the exit there, stays right and goes a 15.859. We're going to have Viet is invalid. There's a Red Bull coming around the final corner on a lap, which is Tomgo Prof. Is it? That's not updated. No, he's just starting his lap. There was another Red Bull just behind him. Maybe I'm being silly. There we go. His teammate Toss the Caber has done a 14.9, so 9/10 faster than what Stuart could have done. Honesy's on a flying lap and he's just about to go through the S's. 28.4 in the first sector. On the soft tyres, which is strange for Honesy, but maybe and he invalidates through the left-hander. Just about to say, it's very rare for Holmesy to put the soft tyres on straight away, but he obviously is not going to do any funny strategies for the race. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3, which is the McLaren. I believe that's Tommy Lee probably just warming his tyres up. Right on board Calcis, a 28.548 in the first sector, so a tenth slower than what Holmesy could manage in the first sector. However, he is still valid, and he could still put a time on. Only 2 drivers in the first 5 and a bit minutes have set a time, so they are struggling with track limits. As Calcis, he invalidates on that right-hand curb. Cali Rob comes around the final corner. He is valid, and he will set a 1:15.7. And Tomgo Prof goes even faster than Toss. He does a 14.881. So with these 4 times that have come in just now, would you say how much more track evolution and how much faster do you reckon they could go?
Well, I briefly talked to Stein before the race, and he was planning on doing a 1:13.
13. So if we put in for setup difference, would you probably take a second off that? So maybe go for a 14, a low 14?
I think someone like Henry or Samba, of course. I know that Henry is great around Mexico. It's probably one of his best tracks, I would say.
Right on board Henry to go through the final sector then, see what he's like. Oh, very twitchy on the exit there.
Still valid.
It is. I'll tell you what, he took a lot of the first S as well, and he was still valid. So read into that what you will.
Yeah, I still think that someone like Henry and Samba.
So 14.7 for Henry.
I won't be surprised if we're still going to see high 13s, but yeah, a low 14 definitely at least.
Alright, well Stein has done a 28.3 in the first sector. I'm not sure what Henry's first sector time was, but that's right on board Stein through the S's section.
Henry has done a 28.2 in the first sector.
Okay, so was that a purple for him?
It should, yeah, I'm not too sure. Stein is about a 10th off on the second sector split, and he did a 55.6. So if Stein gets 5 through sector 3, which looks like it.
It looked pretty neat and tidy. Henry did. There you go. Yeah, he goes P1 by half a tenth, just under half a tenth. So it looked nice in the last sector. Henry got a bit of loss of traction through the last corner, a bit twitchy. And Stein managed to keep it. So there's that. Yerdy's coming around the final corner now. Let's see what Yerdy's got in the Aston Martin. He's been pretty good in qualifying recently, but has had really bad luck in races. So hopefully, maybe his luck. He said he sets 15.8, so he's 8th at the minute, second last. So maybe his luck's going to change, and he'll be horrible in qualifying, and he'll have a really good race. Samba's just starting his flying laps. That's right on board Samba as we head towards turn 1. Bit of traffic, but it's staying well out of the way. He's not going to get the benefit of a tow along the straight, which is pretty important if on your qualifying runs. Teammates, it's not as important as it is in real life. In real life, the tow is worth, I think it's about 8/10 around here, isn't it? A good tow.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, the tow is not nearly as powerful in the game as it should be.
No,
which is a bit sad, but
hey, the dirty air is probably even worse, I find, especially through this access section. If you're following someone, good luck, is all I'll say.
Yeah. So Samba
very quick. He was very rapid through those S's. 55.5 in the middle sector, so that's what did Stein? 56.3, wasn't it? I think you said.
55.7.
Oh, okay, so he's 2 tenths up on Stein in the middle sector. Let's watch his final corner.
This is going to be P1.
Yeah, this is going to be a mid to low 14s.
Wow.
There you go, 14.2, so he's gone half a second quicker than Stein. So Henry's got to come back out. Toss is just under a tenth faster than his provisional time, so he will be going a bit faster, possibly jumping ahead of Tongo Profit. He's invalidates, silly invalidation there.
That's such a bad place to invalidate. That's so annoying.
Well, Mark of Kenya's not on a flying lap. I don't
But
believe
he's
no.
out on track, which is insane.
I know, yeah. It's another driver who's going against the norms, and he's
Well, he
actually
is on the lap.
driving. Yeah, he is. It is not a fast one.
Whoa.
Twitchy on the exit and crosses the line 50. It wasn't too bad. 15.7. It's not the slowest. It's not the fastest. He's there. Viet is really struggling with the track limits. He hasn't managed to put a lap together yet. Yet he's been on track all qualifying. So he's at 11 minutes on track. And well, pretty much he has to have one pit stop in that time. So probably 9 minutes of track action. And he hasn't managed to set a time yet.
He's actually qualified. That's insane.
I know. He's 55.9 in the middle sector. So again, not the fastest. But he will be up there. Probably in the top 6.
Yeah, somewhere around Tost or Tom, I would say.
Yeah, I would put him in the 4
Ah,
late.
that's
Another one at that corner. He's probably kicking himself right now. Calcis is coming around the final corner, but didn't look massively fast. But he's going to hit the line, and he goes P2.
Oh wow!
6,000ths quicker than Stein. It didn't look great round the final corner, but you know, you might have lost a bit of time there.
Look at that for Tauri boys. In P2 and P3.
I know, AlphaTauri. What's their constructor style? Oh, he's still valid as Connects. He's out. Connects is out. He got twitchy on the inside curb, and I said before about the curves being very unforgiving through there. Very twitchy on the curb, and I was surprised it was still valid. And as he came back on track, traction went, and he went straight into the inside wall. So he is out of qualifying. Didn't manage to set a time. Who's that going? David is on the grass. What's happened to David at turn 1? He's I think he's just waiting for drivers to go through. Viet's back in the pits. Dundee.
Stein with a nice sector 1.
Yeah.
Low point 2, which is purple.
Right, keep an eye on him. I'll watch Dundee through. So Stein's gone personal purple in sector 1.
And meanwhile, Tom managed to get up into P2.
He has, yeah. He's gone 3.5 tenths faster. 14.5. So the drivers are getting used to their setups.
Oh, Stein. Oi. That was not ideal through the S's. Yeah, he's half a tenth down now.
Exotic has gone 3 tenths faster.
I think Mexico is one of those tracks where you have a lot of track evolution throughout the qualifying.
Yeah, Exotic has invalidated his lap now. Yerdy is invalidated. Stewart is still valid. So let's ride on board with Stewart as he hits the end of the first sector, see what his sector split time is. He's 2 tenths up on his best time, so watch out for Stewart to jump some of the timesheets here. At this rate of pace, he'll be moving up into about P9, but I'm sure he'll find more pace. As you said, the track evolution is pretty big here.
Yeah.
And we've lost Exotic. Exotic's out. He's just coming up to the bit where Exotic is lost. Where is he?
Yeah.
There he is in the middle of the track. Ghosting is on, thankfully. And we've lost Dundee. Dundee has now crashed out at turn 3. So we're losing a lot of drivers in the last couple of minutes, pushing the limits, pushing their setups. Their setups won't be brilliant in this weather, in this dry track. And another driver who does exactly the same. Yeah. Exactly the same thing. So Ben is he on a flying lap? Yes, he's just finishing off his lap now. Crosses the line, stays right, goes 3 tenths faster, moves himself up into P9. 15.3. So Stein is 10th up on his best time, so he will be moving probably above. No, he's abandoned. Interesting. He was up.
Go again?
He's got time to go again.
And I think he went for 2 laps in a row.
Okay.
So imagine he must have run out of ES towards the end. Maybe he thought that he would not have enough time for an in-lap if he finishes and ends up running out of fuel on his in-lap. So pretty sure he just tried to push a bit, see where he can gain time and then go in, get a fresh set of shots and just go all out on his last run.
So you've only got a couple of drivers on laps right now. Yerdy is on a lap, but he's 5. No, that's his out lap we were watching. So we'll watch out for his first sector time. He runs a bit wide. No, he managed to keep it on the track. see what his first sector time is. So, with regards to what you said earlier about AlphaTauri doing really good, they are top of the constructors with 58 points, 3.5 points ahead of Ferrari. Ferrari are represented only by Honesy this evening, so Honesy's the only driver who's going to be able to score points. So Tauri could move up. Mercedes are only 1.5 points behind Ferrari, and Mercedes are represented by Viet and ERT Samba.
Did you just do my man exotic like that?
Did
Saying
I what?
that Holmesy is... You just do my man exotic like that?
I was just looking out for the red, for the bright red dots, and I couldn't see a second one. But Exotic has obviously crashed out, hasn't he? So bless him. I know. To be fair, his form recently has been terrible in all leagues I watch him in. He only goes 2.5. Yeah, he only goes 2.5 tenths faster, moves himself up into P11. So in the midfield, Honesy is invalid. He's really struggling with the track today. It's Honesy. A few drivers on outlaps. We've got Tom, we've got Calcis, Henry, Callie, and Toss, and he does another one of those invalidations, and he's abandoning ship. He won't have time to come back out. That's his qualifying over. He was only on 92% ERS. He could have gone again, or was it? Does that one count as a this and next lap? If you go wide there,
the one in the last corner. I think it does, but I'm not too sure. But I think, yeah, it should if the game is smart enough, because obviously having a wider entry allows you to carry more speed. So
yeah, that's true.
Invalidate next.
Yeah, very true. So we've got a couple of people watching. We've got TRTG Chalkers, who is obviously TRT, isn't that where Vengeance races? Maybe they all race in the same league. I don't get all these. Oh, who's that? Stopped on track. That is Samba stopped on track through there. Tom Profson is flying. So yeah, we've got TRTG Chalkers, who's obviously supporting Samba today, and Wango Bango Gaming Official. Yo yo yo, yo yo yo. Get down with the kids. So Tom Prof. Let's see what his middle sector time split is. He is up, but he's not going to be up enough to jump ahead. Stein has gone... yeah, and confirmation from TRTG Call, because Vengeance was with us, yes. So yeah, he's from the same league as Vengeance. Very fast driver is Vengeance, especially in the two leagues I watch him in. So, what's that?
Whoa.
Tom Prof. He is out of qualifying final. He Bottased it at the final corner.
He tried to take the shortest run to the finish line, got hooked by the inside curb and just smashed into the pit wall.
Nice. I was on the inside, not even on the outside.
Yeah, so I was on the inside.
Stein's down, and so is Henry. They're both down on their first sector times. They're not going to be worrying the timing sheets and worrying Samba for pole position. Callie Rob is just about to hit the S's. Toss
Stein
is
looking very nice through the S's though.
Yeah, okay, let's see what he's up now. He's gained time, but it's not going to be enough. It might jump him onto this first row of the grid, but it's not going to be enough unless he makes a hell of a lot. But this last sector, this last bit earlier, looked really neat and tidy from Stein, so I don't think he's going to make too much time up.
Samba won and proof he invalidated.
And Stein, yeah, goes second, goes nearly 2 tenths faster, so he's into the second row of the grid.
Oh, and Henry invalidates in the last corner.
Ah, Henry. Toss is up or down? It didn't say if he was up or down. He's up. He's a tenth and a bit up. So he could jump ahead of ERT Henry here, and maybe even Calcis, and possibly even Callie Rob if he nails this last corner, comes round, touches that inside curb, stays right. It does improve, but into P6, so he does jump Henry, but no one else. Mark of Kenya is just doing the off-roading. Viet again is invalid. He has set a valid time of 15.6, and that is qualifying over. We have Samba on pole position, another pole for Samba. Stein gets P2. Tom Prof didn't get a chance to do his final run, so as he crashed out, he's in the second row of the grid alongside Callie Rob. Calcis and Toss the Cable make up the third row. Henry and Ben on the 4th row. So Henry not having a great qualifying, but that might be because his setup is very, very wet. So he might have gone for the more extreme wet setup. So he might be slower in qualifying than his rivals, and he might be pushing for a for a better race. Henry is on the same row as NRL Ben. Then we've got Holmesy and David Shishud on the 5th row. Dommy Lee, didn't he snuck there in a horrible qualifying position? He's normally quite up there.
Oh, it's
But he's in
going down
P11
in
today.
the league discussion chair right now. Marco Kenya grid plan. How the fuck, you fucking clown? Did you hit me? He hit you. Okay.
What's going on? Let me.
I have no idea what just happened. I'm just reading through the Discord. Typically Marco Kenya behavior. Okay. Yeah, Marco Kenya got a 5 days grid ban after the qualifying was over. I'm not too sure how he managed to do that. So, yeah, I'm not too sure how he did that.
He ran into the AI of Cali Rob. Oh dear, oh dear. So Viet has commented on the stream. He's got 0 pace here and a wet setup, so he's making excuses already. Wet setup, my ass. He's just.
No one's safe from you today.
Well, I don't like bullshit. And look at that!
Oh, yeah,
look at that rain! Look
That
at
looks
that
like
rain!
full wet as well.
Yeah, I think it
it's
says.
full wet tires. Yeah.
I think it's. I think Toss has said wet to winter, but at the minute, this looks absolutely sopping.
Yeah.
It's pretty much. I think this is the same amount of water as there was at the end of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix with the Lewis Hamilton tears.
Someone ready up.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Now even roasting your favorite driver. What's going on today?
I know. Just he's back, isn't he? He's back on the Insta today, wasn't he, old Lewis?
Yeah, he posted today. Yeah. I was gone. Now I'm back. I think that was his caption or something. But yeah, someone is going to get a penalty.
I'm only joking. I'm only joking, Viet. He's laughed and then said it's not bullshit, to be honest. But you think what you want. No, I'm only joking. Only joking. I know some drivers don't like it. Wet setups, very different on a dry track as a wet setup. The tyres overheat faster, or they don't warm up enough. And yeah, so I think all drivers. Wet. Who's gone in? Wow. Okay, we know Holmesy likes a different strategy.
There's no way he's gone into us.
Holmesy has got the Inter tyre on. Let me just confirm that as I drop down the grid. Holmesy is on the green tyre. Right, watch this space.
There's no way. There's no way. To be fair though, I'm not too sure how much attention you pay to eSports. But
none.
They had none.
He's struggling. He's being overtaken.
He's typing on the Discord, that's why I think.
Oh, okay.
But in eSports, they raced in China.
Yeah.
And they had a wet race, and you know Jano Opner, right? Do you know him?
Say that again. Sorry, I wasn't. I was just reading the Discord. That was all.
Oh, shirt spinning, nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's nothing new. But anyways, so Jano
and
Opner
spinning as well. It's all going off in front of Holmesy.
So Jano Opner decided to go for the Inters in eSports in China while everyone else started on the wets. And when it started drying up, everyone went in for Inters, and he already was on Inters, so he saved pit stop and ended up winning the race. So
okay, well, it looks it's not a full pace, but Holmesy looks like he's got a hell of a lot of understeer here.
It looks awful.
A hell of a lot of understeer, so I don't think.
What is going on ahead of them?
I have no idea. There's just I've just got this feeling that this race, as Holmesy has got a half spin, a second half spin, and Dommy spins.
This is going to be absolute chaos.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that this race is. Holmesy toss is spinning. Look at Viet. Viet is trying to get through. There's a Honesy's inside his teammate right now. Uh, this is, yeah, I've got a feeling that this could be an absolute poo show of a race.
There have been like 5 spins just on the formation lap.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god, okay, I'm going
real,
to keep an eye on Hornsey.
If this was real life, the red flag would be out right now.
Yeah, probably.
Right, here we go. I've got a horrible camera angle. What is this? What's this camera angle? Right, I've got a slightly better one here, but we're going to go. And Henry has jump-started and he's pushed the... what's this going on? We've got Samba gets the way of the lead. Stein has had a horrible start again. His starts are absolutely terrible. He's dropped down to P4. We've got the rear view. It all looks pretty clean and tidy. Samba gets away well. The McLaren is going up the inside. Again, it all looks pretty clean through here. Let's follow the other drivers as they go through. It looks okay. We've got Dobby going off the track on the inside. And they've all made it round. Turn 1, I say that. The Viet gets pushed into the wall there by, I think it was Connect or Mark of Kenya. The Alpine switches out, which is NRL Ben, and he's gone round. Who's that? Backwards, Yerdy. He's still trying to get round turn 2. So Yerdy's now at the back of the grid. Honesy is dropping like an absolute stone. He is an absolute sit and duck.
Yeah.
And he's going to have Viet. Let's ride on board with Ben through this section. And Honesy breaks early. Ben breaks late. They nearly have a coming together. And Honesy, he doesn't appear too bad right now, but I think, yeah, look at the traction difference between Ben and Honesy through there. The Inters just don't want to get up, and he's already passed. And Honesy is now in P17. He is going to be kicking himself, basically. There's no turn in there at all, was there? Absolutely no turn in. He's
gambling though. He knows that he's going to be insanely slow for the first few laps.
I mean, insanely slow is a bit.
Yeah, I know.
He's lost 8 places on the first lap, and it would have been 9 if Yerdy hadn't have had his issues. So, who's this? Henry is overtaking Tomgo Prof. Tomgo Prof is fighting back, and Henry is twitchy on the exit. And Toss the Capers looking at, he's still twitchy all the way up there actually. And is he going to make a move? Let's ride on board Toss, and Henry goes up the inside, pushes Tomgo Pro off, and Toss is going to do the switchback. That's a good move. He's going to get 2. Toss, look at this! Absolutely fantastic. Tom is fighting back, and Toss is. I think he had that position. I think he entitled to that, and Henry and Tom were absolutely. Not giving that up at all, and Toss is hanging around the outside of Henry and gets the move done. That was good. Absolutely fantastic there from Toss. Gets ahead of ERT Henry. Twitchy on the exit of the last S and loses a lot of speed, so Henry's going to come back around the outside, is he? Yeah, Toss filters back in. And that's a good camera shot there, but it's just too quick. It's over too quick. That's the thing with Mexico. There's so many corners. The camera angles just change all the time. Predicted pit stop strategy. The game has it as a full wet race at the minute, and Samba sets another fastest lap. He's got a 2.5 second lead over Calcis. Stein's dropped 3 positions into P5. Stewart's up 9 into P4. And who's this? Henry is in the pits. Henry's in the pits. Dundee has lost. Oh yes, of course. Dundee's lost his wing, has he? No? Is it gone?
So how does it work now? Henry went into service drive-through and now there's a VSC. Does it still count as serve?
Yes, it does. Callie had that exact thing last week in SFR.
Okay.
He had a drive-through. He had a drive-through penalty.
Yeah. The pen is gone as well. Okay, that's very lucky for Henry then.
Yeah.
Not losing too much time.
Exactly. So Samba is driving away with the race at the minute. Kelsis, it just looks so slow, doesn't it, on the exits? Just petering round. TRTG Chulkers, yeah, the red flag would be out because the FAA are too scared of the rain. They are indeed, but for good reason. There have been obviously quite a few nasty accidents. The cars are a lot faster, a lot more unforgiving than they were 20 years ago. But they are safer, so there is that side of it as well. But you still don't want to. When I say they're petering around the track. Of course, they're pottering around the track. The VSC is out. I forgot it was out.
And Holmesy went in for wets.
So Holmesy's put the wets on. Okay. Yerdy's got a drive-through penalty now for speeding under the safety car. Yerdy. Awful few weeks for him in the leagues. And Dommy Lee has got ahead of Toss now.
We have like 3 drive-throughs actually. Kelsis, Iconex and Yerdy.
Wow,
all getting drive-throughs.
So that saves... Yeah, he was the only challenger really to Henry, to Samba. God, these drivers all with ERT in their name and TRT and NRL and IRL. Crisis. You look at it, the snapshot. You just want to say the one that first comes to mind, and because obviously I don't know. And Dundee has got a 5-second speeding penalty. Cars just can't slow down enough for in this weather, and yeah, so that's Kelsis' race. Pretty much ruined right now. I mean, he might be able to salvage something a bit later on, but he was having such a good time with it.
Flag. I think iConnect spun in the last sector. He's back on track now.
Yeah. He's is he coming in to save his drive-through? Oh, Jesus. And that's 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane penalty.
Yeah. Basically looked like his brakes didn't want to do anything there. That was insane.
So Yerdy's just served his penalty, which means Holmesy now jumps up to P15. Let's get the why is that timing? Yeah, the timings are back now. David is just who is that? Exotic spinning round. Just as I come on board with David, Exotic's round at the same place he crashed out earlier. Oh no, a couple of corners just before actually. And Henry's going to try and get through Exotic here. He should get the chance. Obviously no DRS, we are in full wet conditions. Henry wasn't going to risk that penalty. Wasn't going to risk that, and yeah, it gets a massive overspeed on the exit to Exotic. But Exotic is, I say, putting his car in the right places. He's putting his car in the right places, but that's not through skill. That's through not having any skill in the wet. Just can't control his car in the wet. Can't get it slowed down, and
yeah.
And there we go. Samba's got a 3-second time penalty. Kelsis has lost a second and a half. Kelsis has lost a second and a bit to him in 1 lap. So Samba's now putting his foot down. Stein's very close to the back of Stewart.
Ooh. I thought he was going to send it.
Yeah, well, Stewart does like a send. Stein isn't necessarily, but yeah, thankfully it's the other way around. If that was Stewart, he would have sent that.
Yeah.
Because it was the other way around, it was okay. So, biggest winners and losers right now. Again, Mark of Kenya with another great drive at the start of the race. 8 places gained. Why doesn't he qualify higher up? Seriously.
I have no idea.
He would be in the fight for the podium every race. Tom Prof picks up his 3-second time penalty. Stein had a little look, but then thought better of it. And the McLaren of Dommy Lee. Toss is going backwards a little bit. He's not quite got the pace. I thought he liked the wet conditions. No.
I thought he did as well, yeah, but maybe he's just taking a bit of time to get used to the condition.
Yeah, possibly. And Kelly Robb goes past Kelsis, but Kelsis is now serving his drive through, so this is going to see him drop probably up down to P14 actually.
Yeah, I mean, who's that? That's weird spinning out of the last corner. Very late actually.
I don't know if he's got any damage, has he? Yes, he's lost his M plate, so that's going to be even worse in the rain.
We have Iconex going for Inters.
Iconex is going to the Inters, is he? Has he listened to Holmesy? Has he seen Holmesy's drive?
It still looks absolutely awful.
Conditions haven't changed for me. It still looks as wet as ever.
Stewart and Stein going side by side through sector 2.
Stein's going round the outside and gets it done. A little bit of wheel banging action going on there, but all is fine. All is fine.
Very, very close to Stewart now.
He's basically pushing him through, isn't he?
Yeah, Thomas Everett has some great pace today, apparently. Oh, that's a warning.
And Dommy gets a 3-second time, so let's have a quick look at the time penalties. Sector 2, yellow flag, that is a Red Bull. That's not Tom, was it? No, it wasn't Tom, it was Connects. So the intermediates are not working for him. He's been lapped now, I believe. Has he? No, you're not yet.
Yeah,
Not quite yet.
yes.
Yes, he
No,
has, yeah.
yes, yes.
114 behind. Yeah, Samba's just gone past him.
Yeah, he's 115 behind the next car, which is Dundee. So
He's been lapped by pretty much everyone then, hasn't he? Pretty much the whole field. It's just Honesy coming up, so everyone from Honesy down hasn't lapped him yet.
yeah, and Tom really has to make sure he gets past you as soon as possible, because I imagine that Stein is just going to pull away now, having clean air.
Yeah.
Dundee gets a 10-second penalty for corner cutting.
Dundee, wow. Where's he on track?
And Iconix is facing the pit lane backwards, yeah, and Dundee is going to leave.
Yeah, here's Dundee's left, and I think we're going to probably lose Connects pretty shortly as well, as he comes into the pits to change off those inters. No? He's putting wets back on? Yeah, there he is, retired from the session. So lost 2 drivers in the space of 10 seconds there. And
yeah, but I don't blame them. Those conditions look absolutely awful.
Yeah, and no safety cars yet though, so that's pretty good going from everybody. Viet's got his new fresh wets on, and as I jump on board, he cuts the corner, he gets a 3-second time penalty. So everyone hasn't pitted yet, apart from Honesy and Viet, who are still running. So Honesy obviously did the gamble at the beginning on the inters and decided against it, went back to wets. Viet's had a bit of an incident, lost his wing, so he's put fresh wet tyres on. Penalty situation, 3 seconds for Samba, Tom, Dommy Lee, Exotic Henry, who is very close. Obviously no DRS, I've already mentioned, so you're going to have to use the ERS and the straight line speed. It doesn't look like he's gaining at the end of the straight. We could see a move here for the overtake. Goes round the outside, a horrible camera angle, so I will switch back to the cockpit view there. Just ride on board Exotic as he comes round, and Henry gets it done up the inside. And Henry's now up to P12, Exotic drops to P13. Anything happening at the front?
I would appreciate if you could explain what DRS does for the F1 beginners, of course, because I'm pretty sure we have plenty of them watching.
We have
today.
Millions of F1 beginners watching. DRS is a little flap that opens up on the front wing, which gives you more straight line speed.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
worries.
I didn't know.
No worries. The tyres also raise up a little bit, so it gives them a bit more.
Okay, because then there's more tyre means more grip, right?
Yeah, exactly. Less tyre is more grip.
Wait, that's confusing.
I'm just yeah.
Anyways.
So we've got 3/4 of the grid on time penalties. Who is not going to pick a time penalty up today?
P2 and P3.
You don't think Stein and Callie are going to pick up time penalties? I think Callie will. Yeah. Callie always does.
No, I don't know.
He does bottle it at the end of the race. Give him that. Come on, he'll start making mistakes towards the end.
Well, Callie doesn't have any warnings here. Oh, Stein is actually on 2 warnings already.
Oh, okay, all right. So Stein might pick one up. I'm going to go for. I might go for David Shishud. He's not going to pick up any penalties today in the Williams car. He's got Toss just ahead of him. Samba's picked up another 3 seconds, and Stewart's now on 9. Viet's picked up a 5-second speeding penalty. Viet is retired from the race.
Usually Honesy is a good bet as well, but after Canada last week, I'm not going to go for Honesy.
No, he's and look at these time penalties coming in thick and fast now. 1 for Dommy, 1 for Tom. It's a 6 for each driver now. A yellow flag, that's Viet's retiring car. I'm sure drivers like Viet, Dundee and Connects and Honesy are probably all wishing, where's Henry? What's happened to Henry? Why is he at the back? He's at the back of the grid now.
He went into the pits. He's on fresh wets, but I'm not sure why.
So we have a philosopher watching the stream currently. His famous quote of the world is, when you spin into the pit lane, it's time to quit. That's the rain. That's Viet. His philosophy there is outstanding. David and Toss are fighting hard through turns 1, 2, and 3, and Toss is going to keep his P7, and David is going to try and go up the inside. It's better to go around the outside here than it is to be on the inside, as Toss will get the inside line for that corner. David is fighting it, and Toss is going to have the inside line, so David's power out of that final corner, and that corner is going to have to be good, and it's alright. David is hanging in there, and he's going to have the inside line for the S's, but no, he hasn't got the power on the exit. Toss was able to straighten his car up a bit earlier, get the power down, and keep clear of David Shishood. So the leader is Henry, ERT Samba. He is ahead of 9.5 seconds ahead of Cali Robs. That's another fastest lap to Samba, 1:28.4. Stein in P3 having the drive, just a drive basically. Oh, there we go. There's Holmesy. Who's going to pick up the most time penalties?
Stuart.
Yeah, I was just on him then. I'm fully in agreement with that. Fully in agreement. No questions asked. Right, David is lost a bit of time to Toss, so he's not quite as close. And let's have a look at the fuel actually, because I've just seen Toss has got yellow fuel. Stein's got yellow fuel. Toss, no, it was not Toss actually. It was David and Mark of Kenya both with yellow fuel. Calcis is yellow.
I have no idea what that means though, because I saw Toss in the chat, in the Discord, complaining about being on the toilet and now having sudden plus 2.7 laps of fuel.
So I just made the mistake there. It was David who has yellow fuel rather than Toss. So basically the yellow fuel means you are under half a lap before you run out of fuel to the end of the race. So basically you will make it to the end of the race, but barely. Obviously fuel where Tom Go Prof is out. We've lost Tom Go Prof. Watch out for this. He was ghosted out. There's lots of... There we go. We have a full course safety car.
Samba already went past the pit lane.
Yeah, so but he will be able to drive around the whole lap. He's ahead of the safety car. He will do a whole lap, but under a delta, isn't it? Is it normally under a delta at this point, which he's got to adhere by? It
should be, yeah, it should be. Okay, going Inters.
Inters, right. Who else is going Inter? Is Stein doing? Stein is the strategy king. Stein is staying on wets. I would do whatever Stein does, personally. Domi goes wet.
Everyone is going wets, I think. What about
Let's get the tyres on. Yeah, so it's just Cali. So at the minute, Cali is probably all putting wet tyres on.
Calcis is going Inters.
Oh no, yeah, Calcis has got Inters. Is it? Has the conditions haven't changed?
Well, I think they're just gambling. Exotic is going Inters. I feel like they're gambling for the safety car to stay out very long and the rain just to dry up. Well, not dry up, but for the rain to lighten up, I should say, and just hope and pray that once the safety car comes in, the Inters are somewhat drivable.
Yeah,
is drivable
so
even a word?
Yes, it is. Safety car's waiting for Samba. As Chalker says, all drivers will be under Delta until Samba gets to the safety car. So, yeah, all the drivers are going to have to watch their Delta times as they drive round. Expect to see at least one more drive-through penalty flash up. So who has gambled? Cali Rob, Calcis, Ben, Exotic, and Holmesy is gambling again on the Inters.
I mean, it's Holmesy, of course he's gambling.
Fair, is it just me or is the rain not quite as heavy? Maybe it's just me.
Honestly, it's so hard to tell from a spectator's view.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look as heavy as it did at the
Samba
start.
is pitting
For wets, yeah, but he's so far ahead of everyone.
Wet tyres on, so he is going to stick with his wet tyres. Now, when it does start drying up, how quickly will the wet tyres fall off?
I think it mainly depends on how quickly the weather will lighten up. I have no idea, I can't talk. But
I
think
think
the
from the just try to cut in there, but I genuinely think the rain is starting to ease. I'm on the cockpit view of Samba, and it doesn't look
and
as heavy.
toss and toss is also going in for interest. And as you said, it's supposed to be a wet to inter race, so
Yeah,
maybe we're just hitting the crossover now.
it just doesn't look quite as heavy. Maybe it's because they're not doing
And
full speed, but from the offboard, even that, it doesn't
yeah,
look like it's
yeah,
coming down as heavy as it was a couple of laps ago. So, you know,
I
the
will
track.
agree there. And even if you have two or three laps where the wets are still faster after the safety car comes in, that's not enough to get big enough of a gap to save a pit stop. Because once the safety comes in, the guys on the wets still have to get like a 20-second gap to cover off the pit stop. And it basically stopped raining now. Well, not literally, but it's very light now.
Yeah, it doesn't look nearly as heavy in the offboard shots of it is. There's still lots of puddles, which will take a little while to clear up. But I think, and the good thing for the drivers who are on the inters is the field is very spread out. So it's going to
Yeah,
take at least,
I would say 2 more laps.
I mean, Yerdy is going very slow. Is that, oh, Yerdy's
He
retired.
retired.
So
Yeah,
he's
he retired.
retired. So he'll be, I was going to say, his car should be pulling off to the side. It's right on board with Samba. So
I'm not sure what
Yerdy's,
Hornsey and Henry are doing. Hornsey is
uh,
pitting.
what's Holmes
Why is
doing?
Hornsey pitting?
He wants the safety car to stay out probably another couple of laps.
I was about to say that Hornsey is the kind of guy to try those things.
He's
Oh no,
doing a
he's
wet.
going
He's going on
wets.
to wets though. Maybe he didn't like. He obviously knew. Yeah, I don't know. Will he go another lap? Come in and put the inters on.
I do think the safety car will wait another lap for him, but
You never know. You never know. Stranger things have happened. But I don't
maybe.
think Haynes is going to be close enough before the safety car comes.
Yeah, we're not going this lap, but I would assume that we're going to go next lap because Henry didn't catch up yet. I think it's when they are all in the same sec. No, never mind. I'm not.
You just wait
Yeah.
for the safety car in this lap message to come up now. Did that to me at SFR last week. I was like, your safety car's not coming in, and then all of a sudden, safety car in this lap. It's like, right, okay, there you go. Because it normally flashes up when you hit the third sector line.
Yeah, it usually does. Sometimes it just comes up in the last corner. I have no idea what the logic is behind that. Like, what needs to happen to
Michael Massey gets involved.
Yeah, most likely.
He's got a magic button which just goes, yeah, safety car, no safety car. Right, let's watch for Holmesy's tactics.
Now we're going.
What's he going to do?
But do you think that button says "Let's go motor racing" or something?
Here we go. He's coming
Yeah,
in.
he's going into it. There's no way.
This is big brain time from Holmesy. This could fail miserably, to be fair. This could absolutely fail miserably, this strategy. And he could be 45 seconds behind.
If he doesn't catch up to the safety car. But I feel like if he pushes all out now.
He could just about make it. Get those tyres up to temperature. But I think he was gambling.
We have some insight from Stuart. Apparently it's light rain conditions. So I assume he asked Jeff, and Jeff said it's light rain conditions, but
it looks light. All of us, I just looked again, and the rain is, it's just there now. It's not, and it doesn't look quite, it's puddly. I think, yeah, well, we'll see what the safety car does this lap. I think Holmesy, back off a bit, Holmesy. Give yourself one more lap, and you will be in the prime position. This is big. If Holmesy wins this race, then I think safety car's in this lap. Right, he's now got to put his foot down. He's got to go.
Yes.
He's got to go. He might arrive probably with the best tyre condition though. Very hot because all the drivers are going to be slowing down now, and he will be coming quite hot onto the back of this whole pack. So Samba is going to take. Yeah, I think he's going to hit that back of the pack at the right time.
Yeah, he's going to make it.
Samba is. Hang on, mate. Samba was backing the pack right up.
Holmesy just smashed into the wall.
Oh dear, Holmesy. Lost his wing. Okay, so his race is over. He's not going to win from here. And who's that? That's Stewart. Stewart is in the pit. I think he's spun out into the pits. He spun into the pits. He spun on the final corner. So I think he saved himself from crashing. But he's spun into the pits. Mark of Kenya is going round the outside of Domi Lee. Gets it done. Nice move there from Mark of Kenya. He's up to P4 now. Toss is fighting hard with Henry, and Toss is out. He's in, no, not out, but he's into the wall on his own violation. He didn't get hit with anyone. He just lost a lot of talent, the little talent he had. He lost
3 wide.
Yeah, Stein and Kenya and Callie. Callie's inters are not working for him. Callie's going backwards. The wet tyres are paying off for the minute, but how long? How long are the wet tyres going to be good for? Let's use that going up the inside. It's the Williams of David Shashood. And I don't think I'm pronouncing his name right, but that's that. He's pushing Callie pretty much through there. You know, when is the crossover? When will it happen? But Mark of Kenya, look at him. In P3, having the time of his life up there. Sticking with Stein. And Dummy Lee's sticking there as well. So what is the tyre situation? Who are the... so the Inters are slowly slipping down the grid. Exotic, very brave with his form to go onto a tyre that's not recommended for the race. And he's fighting his car through the final corner.
Those Inter guys just have to stick with it now. There's no way
there's no point in pitting.
Now.
Just stay out.
And
take...
Ben does.
Ben pits, does he? Okay.
Yeah.
What's he going on? Wet. Yes, wet. Wet. Stewart stayed on the Inters.
He's actually changing his wing, but...
Wet tyres as well.
Yeah.
And Toss is going wet and changing his wing.
Yeah, but also changing... I don't... That's definitely not the right decision now.
Holmesy's staying out. So Samba's got a 4.5 second lead already. Kenya is... It's all pretty spread out. The Inters are going to have a bit of a fight. So Callie and Calcis are going to have a bit of a battle. And Henry is literally on the back of Calcis through the S's. Is he going to be brave enough to make an overtake? Would you be brave enough?
Through the S's? No way. Through the S's in the wet? When I have someone on a slow tyre compound ahead of me, no way I'm going for a move.
And look at Toss, out of talent again, just got his new front wing, and the little talent he had left is now completely gone, and he's going to get himself disqualified. No, he's not. He is driving the right way now. I thought he just started driving the wrong way. VSC.
Oh, that's perfect for the Interrunners. But I still think that obviously ELT Samba is so rapid that he's most likely going to make up a pit stop.
Yeah, I mean he's gained 7 seconds already.
Yeah.
In 2 laps. So.
But I think right now I still think that Kelly and Kelsey are fighting for a P2.
Do you think they'll be up there?
Oh, they will. If the guys ahead, they will have to eventually, because now it's obvious that the rain has gotten much lighter.
We've still got 18 laps, we're only halfway through.
Yeah, exactly. We will see Inters, there's no question.
What would you have done in this situation? I know hindsight's a wonderful thing. Under that safety car, would you have stuck with the wet, or would you have gone intermediate tyres?
Honestly, I would have gone soft.
Fair enough.
I probably, depending on the position I would have been in, as the leader, you don't gamble, but in like P2, P3, P4, I probably would have gone Inters as well. But yeah, the would have been dependent on the position, and Cats gets
another drive through. His race has gone from good to bad to worse to terrible. He's going to drop. He's gained his, all those positions he lost, he's gained them all back, and he's now going to be dropping all the way back. So Calcis is not going to be fighting for that podium anymore.
No.
That you thought could come if the intermediate weather tyres did start happening. Domi Lee, is he going to fight with Mark of Kenya? This could be a ding-dong battle through turn 1. No, he's going to have to back out of that. He's not going to see how to send it up the inside. Henry is up the inside of Calcis. So Calcis decides not to serve his penalty. Domi Lee gets another 3 seconds. Stewart's on 15. Domi's on 9.
I think Kellyrup is starting to gain time on David in traction zones.
Do you think?
Yeah, Kellyrup is starting to gain. Wow. You just gained around 4/10 just in the first. Yeah, it's now into time. Look at the gap from Kellyrup to David. He gained around 6/10.
Toss is having a horrible. Right, here we go. Kelly and Stein's gained 3 seconds on Samba.
Yeah, I think the gap was 7 seconds because of the VSC.
Maybe Stein was just not making sure he didn't get. So what are the drive? Let's flick the tyres up. Right, Kelly is now. He's on the back of these guys. Right.
They have to pit now. They have to pit.
Samba still sets the fastest lap.
Yeah, but Kelly made up.
Look at that.
Yeah. He improved by 7/10 compared to his previous best.
L. Stifler says hi, Kachow. Who's L. Stifler?
He's a friend.
Oh, a friend, is he?
Life. Yeah, new life. Joy.
Right, Kelly is. Domi just goes grass cutting.
Yeah,
look at the traction there. Look at that. Right. Kelly is loving life right now. He has taken the pain for the first 4 laps on these intermediate tyres, but gets a lot of misses. Yeah, and there's Holmesy. Holmesy fastest lap of the race. 27.6 from P11. He's going to start coming through the field now. He has got 17 seconds, and Ben is realised he's made a huge mistake earlier.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he went for wet.
I mean, he had to change his wing, obviously, but Toss is DNF. Toss is retired. The league owner has bailed out.
Wow.
Poor form, and Domi Lee's backwards and exotic. So these wet tyres. Callie's got Callie's already ahead of Mark of Kenya, and he's going to be chasing down. Samba's pitting, is he? Yeah, Samba comes to the pit. So Callie Rob is Stein. Stein pits. Is Callie Rob going to pit? Is he going to bottle it? No. Mark of Kenya pits. Henry decides not to. Henry looked like he was going to go in, but he doesn't.
Oh my God, Henry, what are you doing?
It looked like he twitched and decided to stay out last minute, so Henry stays out.
What's the gap from Samba to Kellyrock?
Right,
it's not that much actually.
Let's have a look. Gap to leader. Samba 10.1. Yeah, but he's got cars to go through. He's got exotic to go through, and Henry's going to have to pit.
Penalty. He has 6 seconds of penalties.
He does. That's 16 seconds. And Holmesy sets another fastest lap of the race. So Holmesy now into P10. Domi in his qualifying position of 11th and second last. Stein gets a 3-second time penalty.
And there's David getting one. Now watch me be right with Kelly.
Yeah, because
the only time not getting a penalty.
David's just let me down. David's
let me down.
Kelly
is on 1 warning so far.
Just keep it straight, Kelly. Just keep it on the track, mate. Keep it on the black stuff. Stay off the curbs. Stay off the curbs. You'll win this easy, mate. You'll win this easy if you don't. As long as you don't bottle it.
I'm not sure about easy. Wait, let me check how many warnings Samba has. Okay, he's 2 warnings away from another penalty. Considering we are just over halfway, he's already...
And he looked like he took a lot of that curb then on the inside, so maybe that might have flashed up another warning. You never know. Exotic is now ahead of Henry as Henry finally decides to pit. He'll be coming out pretty much... probably around the Holmesy spot. Holmesy might make the jump on him.
Right now, Exotic has 6 seconds of penalties himself, but everyone behind him has penalties as well.
Yeah.
So he won't lose out too much. He won't lose any positions at the moment. So this would be a great result if he manages to keep going to the end. Stewart is getting absolutely screwed by all his penalties.
Yeah, he's got 15 seconds, was it?
Yeah,
15 seconds. So Holmesy comes, Henry comes out just ahead of Holmesy, so that could be a bit of a battle for the ages. David Shishud is on the back of Mark of Kenya. So Mark of Kenya, after having such a good race up until a few laps ago, now drops down to P7, and he was in P2. Samba is 6/10 behind Exotic.
But how did Kelsis end up in P5 again?
Has he served his time penalty? He served his drive-through.
Yes.
Interesting.
He just, I mean, without the drive-through, he would be up.
He was on the intermediate tyres there, wasn't he? Yeah, he was on the intermediate, so with everyone else pitting around him, he kept his time, so that was well timed from that. Samba is just about to overtake Exotic. Exotic looks pretty slippery in a straight line though. Exotic is very fast. Samba is he gonna do it? He's gone late on the brakes of Samba, and yeah, gets that position easily for Samba. Exotic gets a 3-second time penalty for that little indiscretion, and he's now on how many seconds? Is that 9? Yeah, 9 for Exotic. So Toss is making excuses. Conditions are so hard out there. Boohoo. Jeff also so inconsistent and wrong with the weather reports. So I mean, who here trusts what Jeff has to say?
No one does.
Exactly. So why would you trust him, Toss? Huh? Why? Trust your instincts. Lick your finger and stick it out in the lick your finger, stick it out and see what the weather's doing. Samba sets a purple middle sector. He is flying right now.
I mean, his inters are 9 laps fresher than Caddy but
9, really? Wow, yeah, they are, aren't they? Christ, we've still got this rate. The thing is with Mexico, it does seem to just go because there's 36 laps. It does just go on forever, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, it's still got 12 laps remaining, 13 laps remaining. Sorry, Samba's got a 5.5 second lead, and
there's no question.
He's got 6 seconds to get ahead of. So,
there's no question that Samba is going to catch Caddy and most likely get past him. The question will be if he can make up 6 seconds, maybe even 9, considering he's not too far away from another penalty.
And if he's pushing hard, he will pick up probably another. He probably will get one more.
Yeah. So, Caddy still only on 1 warning. Samba also still 2 warnings away from another penalty. But yeah, I like Caddy chances.
I do.
Yeah, that's another warning. That's another warning for Samba.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
well, there you go. So
now he's 1 warning away from another penalty with 12. And after crossing the line, 12 laps to go. So
the only on-track battle is between Mark of Kenya and David Shishud in the Williams and Alpine respectively.
Well, actually side by side. Whoa.
Yeah, side by side through, and Mark of Kenya gets a bit twitchy on the exit, fighting hard, gets the inside line for the last corner. Look at that from Mark of Kenya. That's pretty good. Oh, huge snap of oversteer. Still side by side, and who's this? That's Henry. Going to take full advantage, is he? No, he's not going to be able to. But he gets a much better exit than Mark of Kenya. Shifts out from behind the slipstream, but has to move back in. Henry's... We said earlier about Henry obviously putting a full... He has got such high downforce as Henry, because he's losing speed in the straight line,
Oh,
but
wow,
very
what a
late on the
scent.
brakes, and gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles there. What's his penalty situation? He's on 9, and Stewart's on 18, so he's going to drop pretty much to the back of the grid. Ben, Ben is at the back of the grid by quite some distance in P12 with 6 seconds of penalties with his wrong strategies. Toss has confirmed that he stuck the wrong tyre on every time he pitted.
Oh, Henry
So
and
why
Mark getting
is
a bit
he?
touchy there.
Why is Toss blaming Jeff when it was he put the wrong tyre on every time he pitted, and that's his decision? Who knows?
I'm not too sure. Also, I have to give out props to David. He's probably one of the nicest guys I've raced so far. Nicest in terms of being respectful on track. I've never had any troubles with him yet, so yeah, props to David for that.
Is that David Shashud, I take it, yes?
Yes.
Yes, I mean, he looks pretty rapid. He's won a few races. Lost a couple of races in the stewards' room as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that Suzuka one.
Yeah. And yeah, from what I see, I picked him to not get a time penalty, because I have seen him be very quick and very clean and very consistent. So he did let me down today, but he has only got one, so I'll let him off. And your shout of Cali Rob is turning out pretty good. But Samba, 3 seconds, or 2.8, 2.6 now. That shot down in 2 corners there, that did. So Samba is absolutely flying.
There's no question that he's going to get up to K-Rob and past him.
10.5 laps remaining.
But will he make up those time penalties? I'm pretty sure that there won't be any chance that he can appeal any of those plans, because he was pretty much alone the whole time, so I don't think there will be any cases of him getting pushed off track and that resulting in a warning. So I don't think he will get rid of any penalties. But
no, I agree with you there. I personally don't really like when time penalties get taken away after the race, personally.
It depends. If you get blatantly pushed off by someone, and that gives you a warning and ends up being a penalty, then yeah, that has to be taken away in my opinion. But other than that, I agree, because I always sometimes tend to base my aggressiveness in battles on track on how many time penalties the person has. Like if I see someone with 6 seconds more than me, I'm not going to fight him, because I know that I will most likely get position back after penalties, and then he ends up getting those penalties taken away. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of you adjust your driving to what's happening around you.
Yeah.
But saying that, Samba 3/10 now. He's gained 2.8 seconds on Kelly Rob on 1 lap. Stewart gets 21 seconds.
Is he still the only guy in double-digit penalties?
He is, by quite some distance.
Up to 20 now.
Yeah. So Samba is literally pushing Kelly through that final corner. Right, are we going to see Samba take the lead of the race down the pit straight?
I don't think so.
I think he may well.
No, I
think Kelly. Yeah, he's very late move there from Samba. Decides against keeping. Look at that. That's a good move there from Samba. That is absolutely fantastic. I'll give him that. That was a very good move. Very good move there from Samba.
No,
I don't think he will. That was Samba showed great driving, and so did Kelly there. To be fair, it's wet conditions, intermediate tyres. Samba sent a late one, decided against it, but then thought, why not? Let's stick it there, see what happens. And yeah, so Chalkers agrees. What a move from Samba. Definitely agree with that.
Next thing you know, Stewart gets disqualified. You should have watched last race in Canada where he actually got disqualified.
Yeah, he sometimes he likes to we'll call him the rebel of the leagues. especially NRL. He doesn't agree to conformity with ticking the race briefing button, which means every week he picks up a penalty point on his license. I don't.
Yeah.
And yeah, once he starts getting a few penalties, he just thinks, there you go, it's probably another warning there for him. He goes very wide.
Yeah.
So he'll be on 24 very soon. He'll probably just take wide line through here. Probably picked up another one, and he'll probably be on for number 24 in a second. Stein is rubbing his hands at the minute. He will be able to make a move for the podium. Very strange for Stein to get a time penalty, to be fair. You don't really see it very often.
No.
Has he got enough slipstream and straight line speed to get ahead of Stewart? Is Stewart going to battle? Is Stein? No, he's not. He's yes, he is. There he is. All of a sudden, peekaboo! I see you. He goes round the outside and gets the move done. That's a good move there from Stein.
What happened to Exotic? Why is he in P10?
He's run out of talent.
Wait.
That's my word of the day, to be fair. My absolute word of the day.
Did he pit for Inters again? I think he did, yeah. Yeah, he went for Inter again. I'm not too sure.
Oh no, Kelly! Kelly has got a 3-second time penalty.
Come on!
So now, and Samba's already opened up a 2.5 second lead. So Kelly is about to lose the lead of the net race. He's only got half a tenth to play with. Half a second to play with, sorry, not half a tenth. It will be half a tenth in a minute because Samba is absolutely flooring it.
Don't forget, he's also just one warning away. And if he gets that warning, he will need to make up another 3 seconds. But yeah, like TRT Chalker said, he's pushing. Samba's gonna have his foot through the floor of that mark.
Yeah, he's doing a Fred Flintstone.
Nice.
Fred Flintstone has got his feet out the back and he's using them to help propel himself along. And there we go. It's just about to go over 3 seconds. There you go. So Kelly Robb is now in P2. Samba has the lead of the race on track and in the race director too. Stein 14 seconds off Kelly Robb. Stuart Little is tiptoeing his car around there like a mouse.
I wonder how far he's going to drop.
I believe we can have a look actually. 21 seconds is going to drop him to 40. Yeah, 41. So he will drop down to Dommy Lee. He would just be ahead of Dommy Lee. No, he won't, because Dommy Lee's got 9 seconds actually. So he'll be probably around P9. He might get a point. He might just about get a point. Exotic gets a penalty. Dommy gets penalties. Are they on track together at the same place? No, they're just running off at the same corner. Right, Samba. Go wide. Take a bit too much. Come on. Take a bit more corner. You've already won God knows how many races this season. Let Kelly have one. Let someone else win. Come on.
I think he's won every race he's raced except Austria.
I thought Samba got a penalty then. It wasn't. It was Ben. Ben's picked up a time penalty. Right, he's going to run. He's going to take too much. This curb. Oh, surely. Right, get a bit of oversteer through here. Run wide. No? Okay, don't. Just, you know. I mean, he's got a lot of talent, this guy. He's very quick.
Yeah, obviously.
When he's saying that, so but I think at the minute, look at that. He's only 8 tenths off, even with a third warning or penalty. He will still win the race. Kelly is 5.5 seconds behind, so I think it's pretty much nailed on that unless Samba does something stupid, he will win the race. Henry is now in double digits with 12, along with Exotic and Dommy Lee both with 12.
By the way, fun fact, this Mexico race was the second race in a row where Henry got a drive-through for a jump start.
Did he get a jump start in the last race, did he?
In Mexico. The last time we raced in Mexico, we had a jump start as well.
Oh yes, I think I do remember that actually.
I'm
So
not sure if it
Henry,
was SFR or NRL.
I think it was probably SFR because I commentate SFR as well, and I think it was SFR.
It might have been SFR, yeah.
Mm. So Henry doesn't. So Stein can't do race starts, and Henry does race starts too well and gets drive-through penalties.
Yeah, basically.
Calcis is in P5, so this is a great, and he's only got 3 seconds. This will see him jump into P4. Yeah, he's going to get P4 guaranteed right now. So that's a good drive in the end from him after a horrible start to the race. Well, a very good start to the. He had a very good start to the race actually, yeah, but the VSC.
2 drive-throughs and still P4. It's insane.
Be nice to see him on the podium actually. Right, so Kelly Robb is now 7.7 seconds behind Samba. Samba is now. Yeah, he's just driving off. He's got a nice lead in front. Nice lead. He's got a nice lot of free air ahead of him. He can just drive his race.
I'm surprised that we've only had 1 safety car all race.
This reminds me of the Kugelnice domination in SFR, the way Samba drives.
I think this is worse. But I would agree. I would agree.
So Calcis has just done exactly what you said. He's realised that Henry has got 9 more seconds worth of penalties than him, and he did not fight him at all. He actually backed off through turn 1, let Henry have the position, and you know,
it's only 3.5 laps left, and he knows that they're not going to make up 9 seconds to him. So he just plays it safe, makes sure he doesn't touch anyone, gets spun out.
Yeah, he's got David just behind him though. David's pretty close, and he's still got the extra 3 seconds in him. So, you know, David has to overtake and open up a 3-second gap. Yeah, I was just about to say that is probably what Calcis wanted.
Did they make contact?
They were very close. So if they didn't, I'd be very surprised if they didn't make contact. But Stewart now might have just lost himself a point.
I think he has damage. His car looks very, very... Ah, never mind.
No, I think he has. He's lost an end plate.
Yeah,
no, he hasn't.
Say,
no, he hasn't.
Very, very understeery.
But
his car looks very understeery for some reason.
Might just be a bit of overheating.
Yeah, possibly.
Right, Calcis now is... David's very close to the back of Calcis. Calcis is going to want to fight this one. Oh, huge lock up there from David. Right front just stopped rotating completely there. It doesn't flat. Nice the thing that annoys me about this game, when you lock up, it only affects the temperature of the tyre. It doesn't affect the performance of the tyre. And Samba gets 3 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, but
it's still not going to be enough, but there you go. I'd like it to affect the performance of the tyre.
I mean, I'm an ABS noob, so I can't say much there. But I would like if ABS was slower than no ABS, obviously.
I suppose, yeah, actually that's a good point. If they did make locking up affect the performance of the tyre, then people would just use ABS to stop it from locking up. So yeah, it wouldn't work, but it would be... I'd like to see flat spots, and I'd like to see possibly vibrations, and you know, if you lock up too much, punctures, which is what happens in real life, doesn't it? If you lock up, you have got that risk of... That's why they always say, you know, watch that front right. It's got a flat spot.
I mean, you're expecting things. We can't even have nice physics in this game, and you expect...
I mean, they have brought in a new damage model, which they said they would never do, which is rear wing damage and floor damage. They said they would never do it, but they have done it. So you know.
I mean, yes, but I mean, I'm pretty sure we all expected more from the damage model. It's pretty underwhelming in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time it's the first year of it, so I will let them off with that. I wasn't expecting them to bring that out this year, to be honest. I thought they were going to, you know, so it was never going to be perfect. I think they're probably still
I
tweaking it.
mean, if we get decent servers and a decent driving model, then I'm absolutely fine. But even without those damage options, I just want a nice all-round game, to be honest. Just a good baseline.
And Stewart, 40 seconds, has shot up, I believe. Why hasn't he disqualified yet?
I think he got one 10-second penalty.
Yeah, it's a 10-second, and
I'm not
it
sure why
shot
he's
up.
not.
No, because it went 27 seconds to 37 to 40, so it's another 3 seconds. So he is literally on. He should be disqualified now because he's gone above 20. It's above when you get above 27 seconds, you get disqualified, don't you? And he is now on.
Yeah.
He's now on 30 seconds worth of corner cutting penalties. Right, where's Samba on track? Coming through the S's. Hello, Samba. Bye, Samba. We'll come back to you in a second. Let's ride on board with David Shishud in P6 fighting with Calcis. Huge lock up there from Shishud, and isn't able to make the move. And he's not going to be able to do it through here either.
Fireworks! Ooh!
And here comes Samba around the final corner. Just put the brakes on. There you go, Samba wins the race. Well done. Oh, who's that? Henry! On the final corner, through the S's. Just as I was going through the teams, drivers, I just saw carbon fibre everywhere. Henry is out of the race on the final corner. And Hainsey is now moving up to P8. It will be P7. Cali crosses the line in P2. Stein in P3. Calcis is going to get P4. We're going to see a lot of position changes. Stewart is right. Who's that crossing the line? David's crossed the line in P5. Hainsey is fighting with Mark of Kenya through the final couple of corners. The crowd are going wild. Hainsey gives up the position. And is he going to fight a bit more? Right, Stewart's crossed the line. How far is he going to drop? Watch the little mouse drop. Hainsey and Mark of Kenya cross the line together. Right, little mouse has dropped down to P10. It's just NRL Ben. I think he might. I think Stewart might keep P10, you know. I think Stewart might just keep P10. He's 40 seconds behind Stewart.
I think.
Or is that 40 seconds behind the driver who finished in P10 originally? I don't know. He might. Is Ben going to get a point? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Did Ben get points? We will wait on next week's episode. And Mark of Kenya gets driver of the day. Again. That's why he does it. He just gets it for the driver of the day votes, doesn't he? Still haven't found out if Ben got the final points paying position. Podium. Samba wins.
He did not.
He didn't, no? Okay. Right, watch the podium. So Samba won the race. Alpine of Cali in P2. And Stein in P3. Another good performance there. But Samba keeps the lead of the championship. And probably, I think that's going to put Mercedes maybe on the top of the constructors. But Kaus has got a good points playing position as well as Stein. So maybe that might not happen. So everyone got a time penalty, didn't they? No one came unscathed. Yep. Stewart, the big winner, with 11 warnings, or 11 penalties, which should have seen him disqualified. But who knows? 40 seconds. He's the winner. Oh no, he's not. Best time of the lap was a 24.940 set by Samba. 2 stopped his way with a wet inter. Kelly did a wet inter. Stein did a wet inter. Calcis did a wet inter with 2 drive-throughs in the middle. A bit like Jensen Button's.
Only. Inter, wet, inter. Wow.
We did unfortunately lose Iconex, Dundee, Viet to retirements. We also lost Tongo Prof to a crash, which brought out the safety car, which meant some drivers gambled on strategy. We then lost Yerdy to a retirement, Tosakava to a retirement, and Henry spectacularly crashing on the last lap and finishing outside of the points. Thank you for joining me, Chow. That is NRL Season 6, Round 5, Mexico over and done with. Now, where do we head next week?
I have no idea. Kota? I think it's Kota.
Oh yeah, it's double America, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Kota.
No, don't like USA.
No.
Join us next week for USA. But thank you for joining me, Kachow. Any final comments? Who's your driver of the day?
I would say Kelly Rob because of a strategy call, but he was running in podium positions anyways. If he would have won, I would have gotten what's it called? I would have gone Kelly Rob, but considering he didn't, I'm going Kelsis for getting P4 after 2 drive-throughs.
Yeah, I would say that, but the 2 drive-throughs were his fault.
Yeah, I'm going Kelsis for driver of the day.
Kelsis. Yeah. I'm going to go for the easy. I'm not going to go for the easy option. The easy option is Samba. So I'm not going to give it to Samba. I am going to give it... I gave it to Mark of Kenya last week. I can't give it to him again this week, as much as I like the guy. Let me have a quick... What actually happened at... have a quick look at the finishing positions again. Come on. Where are they? Right. Numbers 9. I might give it to... David's got a good, had a good race. David Shashood. Let's say only 1 warning, 1 penalty. Started in 10th, finished in P5. Did a 2-stop, made the 2-stop work. So yeah, David's had a good drive, but I might actually give it to Callie, you know. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Callie. Started 4th, finished 1st. Sorry, started 4th, finished 2nd, and made the strategy call work. I'm going to give it to Callie.
Fair enough.
He had a good race. It would be Mark of Kenya, but like I said, I gave it to him last week. Started 17th, finished 6th. So,
Mark of Kenya is just forcing the driver of the days. So that doesn't count in my opinion.
What's that?
Mark of Kenya is just forcing the driver of the days with his qualifying performances. It doesn't count. Did you see the clip of Kelsis?
No.
But I'm going to... That was insane. Anyways, yes.
What's the clip?
Of a start. Henry getting the jump start and bump drafting Kelsis up into P2.
I thought he banged him. I thought I saw a bit of collision at the start. That was, look at that. Yeah. That is big brain time there. Love that. Love that. Right.
That's actually insane.
It is funny. It is funny. Right. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Join us next week for USA. And thank you, Kachow. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow we are racing SFR at Spa. So that'll be a good race. Bye-bye now.